From Carolla One Studios in Glendale, California, this is The Adam Carolla Show. Adam's guest today, comedians Kyle Dunnigan and Kimbles Hume. And now, still choked up about King Charles' coronation, Adam Carolla.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get on. Judge, got a minute. Get it on. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for telling a friend. We love that about you. Chris Maxipata's on paternity leave. I guess it is not maternity. Paternity leave. Just had his kid. We'll get into that in a second over the weekend. Kimbles Hume is back. Kyle Dunnigan back. Good to see you guys.
You too.
Kimbles, I know you have thoughts about the coronation,
yes,
right? Because that's where you're from, right? And Kyle, I know you have thoughts about Trump and his video deposition, which I'd like to get into myself. Also, I don't know if you heard this, but Bill Maher says no more Hawaii for him.
Is that right?
Yeah. So he's done with
no more Hawaii.
Yeah. So Bill, sorry, but I know you.
Well, you could still go, Adam.
Yeah,
I actually recommend it.
I am going. I thought, I'd go out there with you and Sarah Silverman and, do a set or something. But
I'd love to. But as you know, I don't go there anymore.
Yeah, but
this was the year I would have picked you to come to the show.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
I would have brought you and your people.
So many years we've been talking about how it'd be fun to hang and jam on stage, and I know you appreciate my stand-up. So
absolutely. It's so thought-provoking.
My stand-up?
Yeah, it doesn't so much elicit laughter as it does in Indeed.
Oh, like a knowing nod.
Yes, the audience sort of knowingly nods.
Sort of quietly nods.
Which is the best kind of comedy.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you're familiar with my act.
Oh, I've seen enough. It's one of those things where you only need to see a few minutes.
Well, I'll do an hour up there.
I know you do. I know.
Yeah, I mean, Kimbles has been out on the road with me. She's seen me slay those crowds. Yeah, big laugh, right?
After you.
Yeah.
She closes, right?
No. She goes up first.
Oh.
She opens, or middles, or features. I don't know. But she does a good 15, 18 minutes. Then I come out, and, man, that audience is white hot. And, it goes great. Yeah, they laugh.
She sets them up, and you sort of calm them all down.
No.
She gets them all riled up, and then you pour some cold water on top.
No. I don't think you're familiar with my act. It is true.
No, I'm familiar.
No, well, then you know all the laughs that come.
I've counted them all.
Oh, really? Well, I'm flattered.
Well, it only took one hand. But look, it's not about laughter. Comedy is not about making people laugh.
Well, for me, that's my number one priority, getting out there on that stage.
Oh, it is? Oh,
yeah,
so you're saying you're trying to make people laugh. That's what you're saying.
I'm saying I'm doing it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
it sounds sarcastic or something, Bill. It sounds like...
Oh, does it? I'm sorry.
Well, can I say this? We're contemporaries. We've been in this business together a long time, and we both know how to handle an audience, But you have your audience, I have my audience, and I get out there, I do my thing, you do your thing,
And your audience is what? I imagine they're in trailer parks.
No. These just Americans who want to laugh,
Okay. Mm-hmm. They want desperately to laugh.
They do.
They go to your show.
And I make them laugh.
Okay.
We got Napa and Monterey coming up. That's like the opposite. That's the wine-swilling mums and dads.
That's
up
right.
there.
Yeah, tell Bill. and look, I bet
they're laughing at you though, Adam.
Well, they're laughing, and I bet we share some of the same audience.
I doubt that.
You don't think so? I mean,
I don't think one person that likes me is also a fan of yours.
I think there's multiple people. I agree with you.
Have multiple personalities, and nothing against you. I think we're just doing two different things.
Yeah, we're getting out.
I'm doing jokes on stage, and then you're going up there and you're sort of diary of the mouthing in a very Adam Carolla type of way.
I don't know. Kimbles, you were there. I mean, you've been backstage.
It was a thigh slap in the Fresno crowd, the Turlock crowd, loving it. Loving it. And then there's the ping pong balls at the end. That's the bit. That's the ranty bit. The ping pong balls at the end. So we pull out ping pong balls at the end.
Yeah, ping pong balls.
With words written on it. So it's like an hour
That
of
sounds
stand-up.
hilarious.
And then 15 minutes of ranting at the end, which is
Do you
actually
pay
their
her?
favorite.
Can I ask a
No,
practical
well,
question?
she gets a little money
so she
for
gets paid.
Well,
so
not the compliment,
maybe ask
babe.
someone in the audience.
Huh?
Maybe ask someone in the audience instead of the person you're paying.
I don't have to ask them. I can hear the waves of laughter.
You know what we're going to do?
Okay.
I can go on Instagram and I can see who follows mutually both of you to prove that you have some same fans out there. Mm-hmm. No,
Okay.
there's the technology to prove it.
Let's
shocking.
get on that as soon
Closeted,
as possible.
closeted fans.
Yeah, so I
wait.
guess no more Hawaii for you, Bill, but
No.
that's all right. I'm going, and you can come with me if you want.
Okay.
Maybe open or like feature for my set.
I would love to open for you. Mm-hmm. I would love that to heat up the crowd
Yeah.
because they shouldn't leave too excited. They've got to drive home and whatnot, and then they can get more drunk as the show goes on. Do you have them drink liquor at your show?
I don't have them drink liquor, but
They do.
I think so.
Yeah.
you
One
know.
was sober. The school was sober.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. In Turlock.
That was a wild show, yeah.
That's right. It was a
Oh, you
sober
played
show.
Turlock. Wow, that sounds like a great place to play.
It was a
Turlock.
1,000-seat auditorium. It was sold out.
So
It was-
it's sold out.
yeah.
Okay.
It was great. Big crowd.
People came to see Hume.
No, they didn't. I mean, I'm sure some did, but I was the feature.
Okay. Look, I think you're trying to find approval from me, and I would look somewhere else.
Okay, Bill. I know how much respect you have for me, and I just know
Tremendous.
sometimes
I really do.
you don't articulate it. and I
No,
was
you just
trying
keep
to,
on trucking.
Well,
I
I was
really
just-
admire that. You go up there, the audience says, and you keep on going. And I love that about you. It's to be admired.
Also, Trump did his video deposition, and I've seen little bits and pieces of it. I don't know where you guys are at in terms of the feasibility of rape, but some of the places I've heard about, like when I hear the story of the college student who was blackout drunk, who stumbled back to the guy's dorm room and he forced himself on her, I go, yeah, okay, that definitely sounds like something. But the move where Trump tries to rape the woman who got bumped up to first class in the seat next to him on a commercial flight, that seems difficult.
Oh, yeah, that one was weird.
That was a weird one, right? Like, he's tearing at my panties and stuff. It's like, on a commercial flight in first class,
Was it rape or sexual assault?
I think they're going for sexual assault,
Well,
probably.
sexual assault is a brush of the thighs.
I guess it is by today's standards, but by 1979 standards or whenever it was,
Right.
she said he was going at her. And it's like, first things first, he doesn't drink. So this could definitely, if a guy drank pretty hard, then there's the I took a piss on the serving cart, maneuver, whatever. But the sober guy going hard in first class and on their seatmate, it just seems
very weird.
difficult to pull off.
I saw an interview with her. She seemed believable.
Is this the one on the flight or the one
flight.
on the
On the
in the
flight.
dressing room, which seems difficult
What was
too.
the dressing room one?
The dressing room one was the one I think he's being deposed for.
Oh.
He was in some upscale haberdasher in New York and went into the dressing room, which I don't know. I'd be the world's worst juror because I'd be like, dressing room with a door and a lock or dressing room with a curtain, because it's going to factor in.
Yeah.
Like
you're less trapped.
Dressing room where I can see both of your feet underneath, or dressing room with a door and a lock.
Yeah.
But
I like his defense is basically they're not attractive enough, which is a funny defense.
I know.
Because it is like 40 years later, and he's
Right.
going, look at them. I would never.
Right. Well, do we have the deposition where he's basically
He's very
saying
soft. He's like, I would never. It's like a soft Trump. It's like a
soft Trump?
soft Trump. It's soft Trump doing depositions. I don't remember.
But I don't want to be insulting. But when people accuse me of something, I think I have a right to be insulting because they're insulting me. They're doing the ultimate insult. They make up stories, and then I'm not allowed to speak my mind. No, I disagree with that. No, she would not have been anywhere on a list. I just wouldn't have been for me. It's disgusting. It's what she said was disgusting. Can you imagine doing that on an airplane? What she said?
Oh, this is the airplane.
On an airplane. That's almost as ridiculous as doing it in Bergdorf Goodman in a dressing room.
Dressing
Isn't
room.
it true that just a few minutes ago you couldn't remember the date of your engagement to your current wife, Melania?
No. We're talking about a different thing. We're talking about a woman where something happened that was inappropriate, right? Inappropriate. It was highly inappropriate. She would remember that date. I would imagine she would have complained to the airline. She would know the flight. She would know everything about it. She didn't even know the year, as I remember it, just like your client doesn't know the year, doesn't know anything about it. If something happened like that to your client would know the second, should know down to the second, should know the day, the month, the year, right down to the second.
In the last paragraph of the statement that you made on June 21 that appears in the Laura Litvin tweet, DJT20,
Where does he insult this lady?
said as follows.
Last paragraph where?
DJT20.
Go ahead, what is it?
You say as follows. The world should know what's really going on. It is a disgrace, and people should pay dearly for such false accusations. You see that?
Yeah.
And the person you meant who should pay dearly for such false accusations was E. Jean Carroll, correct?
Yeah, and I think their attorneys too. I think the attorneys like you are a big part of it. Because you know it's a phony.
Oh, that's not the clip. There's one where he really insults her.
Says he wouldn't bang her. He sort
Very
of
soft Trump, though. It's very soft. It's
soft
very
Trump.
nice.
He sort of admitted he has a list, though.
There's a long list. Very long.
Yeah, of women that you would like to rape.
Just a list of, ladies that I'd like to conquer. I think rape
I
is
see.
a very strong word you're using right there.
No,
It's
I
very
know. I'm
accusatory.
Just asking.
Accusatory.
Yeah.
The questions are so
You're
stupid.
the
though.
problem. You're the problem, not me.
What does
Me?
it matter whether he can remember the date that he got engaged to Melania or not? How is that even remotely relevant?
First off, I have no idea what date I got engaged.
Me neither, and I'm a chick.
And no, I think that, lawyers try to connect dots that can't really be connected. Like, so you say you don't remember this ever happening, but you also don't remember the day you buried your schnauzer
Right.
42 years ago. It's like, yeah, I don't. But if I tried to rape someone on a commercial flight, I would probably have some memory of that.
Although they do talk about like PTSD, right? And you actually like deliberately forget. You actually forget things.
Post-traumatic
that were-
slut disorder. Post-traumatic slut disorder.
No, I think it's post-traumatic
Slut.
No, post-traumatic stress.
Oh,
Yeah.
stress.
Yeah.
Sorry. I thought it was slut.
Yes. Yeah.
I thought it was slut.
Yeah. No, you do. Everyone's memory. I mean, I think God or nature or somebody wove that in to us. Because whenever you hear about somebody getting into like a horrific accident, they just go, I don't remember that car accident. I don't remember getting into the medevac helicopter. Like, all I remember is waking up in the hospital. Like, there is a thing where your brain tries to spare you this crazy, horrific, in living color sort of agony of tragedies that happen in life.
Yeah.
And that's why when there's something horrific like a school shooting or something, they have to get the counselors in like that day because they got to hit it like day of, because if they let it go down the road, then people start recovering things and being traumatized, like sort of post-trauma
People are
traumatizing.
bad witnesses.
Yeah. Oh my God. Have you guys like when I was a kid, I just grew up and you'd see the juror, the witness, you'd see the witness, and the witness would go, I looked out my window and I saw that man trying to break into my neighbor's house with a knife. I could see him, even though it was at night and the porch light was on, and I always believed him.
Yeah.
I no longer believe anyone at any time anymore when they go, I know what I saw.
Yeah.
I know what's, because at some point they get to knowing what's in their heart, and now we're fucked.
Does that change as you get older? I still believe people way too much. I'm completely gullible. I'll still just go, benefit of the doubt, I'll take it. Or that's just your personality, I think.
I always believed everyone, and I always believed all experts, and I always believed, the lady from the CDC or the Health Commission or whatever, and I now no longer believe any expert at any time
I have
anymore.
2 lie detector things that someone taught me. They're not foolproof, but one is like when they touch their face on like a very tough question, that's like self-soothing. And then when they like point their hand and they do it off beat, like I was never there. Those 2 things are huge.
Oh, physical
Shitty
talent.
musicality and you're
yes,
fucked.
and Hume is doing it right now. She's lying to me.
But did you see Trump's body language? That whole of the first half of the clip, he was like this.
Oh yeah,
Very much.
Arms
And
doesn't
then
want to be
finally he
there.
kind of came out. He was a bit more Trumpy. You've got the moves down, but it was odd at the beginning.
Yeah,
You guys, I got a hypothetical, not even a hypothetical, just a curiosity factor.
Is it going to be like an IQ challenge?
I just want to know where you would come down on this.
Okay.
And if you would say anything.
Okay.
So morality.
All right. Now, I went out for a hike yesterday
Okay.
with somebody who I know well. I'll spare them.
Vague,
I'll
okay.
spare them. But they showed up at my house, and they said they're going to pick me up. We're going to go drive somewhere and then go on this hike.
Okay.
So I came down to get in their car, and then I said, oh, I forgot my water bottle, my hiking water bottle, back in the condo. And they said, I got a brand new water bottle in the back, plus I got this half-drunk one that's like up front in the cup holder. Okay. And so I got 2 water bottles. So I said, I can go back up and go get mine. And they were like, well, I got a fresh one in the back. And I said, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, fuck it. So I jumped in the car.
Yeah.
Then we went to the hiking place. And when we got out of the car, this person handed me the half-drunk one. The one they drank while they're driving, and then took the unopened fresh one from the back and put it in their little holster and said, here we go. And I was like, that's a weird move. I didn't say anything. I'm just here to observe.
What, did you drink out of it?
I absolutely did.
You did. Okay, well, good for you.
So when you said you know this person well, just how well do you know this person?
Could be in the family.
Okay.
Oh,
Has saliva been shared?
Yeah, it was more the half. Like it was a long hike and it was sunny outside. I kind of wanted a full.
Oh, so you're more about
bottle.
the dying of thirst thing.
Yeah, I'm not germ oriented, but I just thought etiquette wise.
This made me think, and it's kind of off track, but when you're out and some girl wants you to drink, there's some flirty thing where like you drink out of their drink or they drink out of your drink. This nonverbal, like we're gonna make out.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When that drink out of the drink, it's almost like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, there's that little bit of sexual tension, right?
It's
There's
like-
something about it.
Yeah, you wouldn't give your buddy your drink, and then
yeah. It's a sort of acknowledgement that whatever the cooties, people you're not attracted to have cooties, and then people you're attracted to, you want to lick their entire
Their
body,
cootie,
right?
yeah,
So we have a weird kind of.
there's a big chasm.
There's kind of a weird cooties chasm.
Cooties,
And we have a lot of range, like as human beings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I skeeve out on things that.
But I agree, the take a hit off my water bottle for a woman to a man certainly is saying, I'm going to let my cootie guard down.
Can you? Is this a man?
This is a woman.
It was a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So maybe it was like a sexual thing. No.
No. No.
I don't know who it is.
Now, here's the question. Would you two have said something?
I've had this exact thing happen actually recently, but I was more skeeved out by it. And I just said, no, thank you. They got very insulted. And then like a couple of days later,
They got insulted because what happened?
because I didn't drink out of the cup that they just offered. But they just drank out of it.
A woman or a man?
That was a woman.
Uh-huh.
And so I was like, no, thank you. I'll just get my own. And then was insulted. And then a few days later, with like some popcorn. And then I was like, she grabbed into the bag. And then I go, you can have the rest. And then she went off in like is that because you think I'm gross? Blah, blah, blah. And then I went and I grabbed some popcorn. I was like, no, I just didn't want any more. And I just to show her, not to hurt her feelings.
Right. Yeah, because for women, everything is symbolic.
Yeah.
Nothing is, I don't want any more popcorn or I'm not thirsty.
No.
It's something's wrong with them. You're judging them. This means something. Everything means something
Well, the
to
water
women.
did. The popcorn didn't, but the water did. I did not want to mix a saliva at that moment.
Were you attracted to the person?
No, it's like a friend. It's a friend.
Oh, okay.
So.
All right.
Yeah.
So the question remains, do you pipe up and say, I don't want the half bottle of water that you were nursing on the way here?
I'd have piped up long before that and said, hell no, I'm going to go back to the condo and get my own water bottle for first thing. I can't someone's musty water when they don't clean out their water bottle.
Yeah,
disgusting.
water bottles do get gross. But you're
They're
saying
terrible.
This is just the plastic
just the
garden
hell yeah.
variety. You're going to throw it out when
you
you're
were
done.
more offended with the half. So maybe I think what I would have done is, can you fill me up with some of yours?
Well, I thought it was a little bait and switch because I was saying I can go get my water bottle, and she said, no, I got a full one.
Yeah, no,
So
it's
I was
weird.
like-
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's a little weird,
It's
right?
like I think it was a mind game on you to see whether you were going to say something or not.
Really?
I would have said something, maybe.
That's 3D chess.
Maybe. I like
it.
it.
Happening.
Well, I said nothing. I drank the water, and
You're probably better off.
I minded my own P's and Q's.
Have a safe life and comfortable life.
There's also something that happened upon, it's a couple things. There's a weird, you guys, I get stuff in my head. I have a memory. I never let it go. I somehow know I'm right. People scour the internet, and then they all tell me in one universal course that I'm wrong, and I announce I'm not done yet. So Dr. Drew, when I was in Vegas a few weeks ago, I was on the phone with him, and he said there was this, somehow the MGM fire, big MGM fire happened from 1981. There was a big fire, and like 70 people died at the MGM and in Vegas. And he said that fire was started in the kitchen or something, which is a pretty safe bet. And I said, I remember that fire, and there was some story about two gay guys, like one guy worked at the hotel and they went back to the room and they were going to get it on, and a lit cigarette started the fire. And he said, oh, I don't know. I thought it was like a kitchen fire or something. So then I went back and looked. And it turns out it was an electrical fire from like an ice maker that was in the back of the kitchen or something. Drew was right.
Yeah.
But I was bothered because what about this homosexual encounter and the cigarette?
It's in your head. Yeah.
How did that get in there?
Yeah.
How did an ice machine shorting out get replaced by two gay guys going at it with a cigarette, Yeah. So I started, so of course I was like, all right, well, maybe it wasn't the MGM fire. There's fires in Vegas casinos, so I go back, but I remember it was about the same time period. So I go back and I start looking online, and I'm like, fire, casinos. I was like, oh, there's one that was caused by an electrical problem on the 8th floor, and then there's another one that was caused by an arsonist. And I was like, I got gay guys in a cigarette.
Different type of arsonist.
Right, arsonist.
And
So
you're spending weeks just
months,
investigating.
man hours,
Okay.
farming out, hiring
Yes.
people, and I'm ignoring my kids.
Yeah.
And so now I start writing in like gay, sex, cigarette, hotel fire. I get nothing.
Did you go to incognito internet, or are you just full on?
I'm just
internet?
Googling stuff.
Okay, that's
and
okay.
I'm also looking for like famous hotel, casino, Vegas fires and stuff.
They're gonna send you like for the next 2 years, like gay hotels.
I get a list of hotel fires. Some of which they say the origins, the others they don't. I can't find anything. And then at some point, I have to call Dr. Drew and go, I don't know what's going on. I have it. I have a gay couple. I have a cigarette. I have a fire. It's in Vegas. It's at a big hotel. That's all I got. And I can't find it anywhere. And they usually list the origin of the fire, like what started the fire. But some of them do and some of them don't. I can't find anything. I complained to Dr. Drew about it on our podcast. We have no answers. I tell these guys to start Googling in like gay fire, Vegas, cigarette, whatever. Thank God some listener texts me or tweets me an article from 1980 or
81.
81. Wow. So the MGM fire was 80 and the Hilton fire was 81. And the article says, Dawson.
Busboy at hotel is said to admit he caused fire. Literally, it says this. A high police official said today that a busboy accused of arson and homicide in the Hilton Hotel fire that killed 8 persons had admitted causing the fire, but insisted it had been done accidentally with a marijuana cigarette.
Right, so it was marijuana cigarette, which we used to say in 1980 or 81, I can't remember now, but they'd say marijuana cigarette. So I had, now I did, so I would say joint or doobie or not at all, but cigarette was in my head, but we don't say marijuana cigarette anymore, but they said marijuana cigarette, so I had cigarette in there. And then who started it?
The suspect, Philip Bruce Klein, a 23-year-old drifter with a previous arrest record, was ordered held without bond at a hearing this morning, pending arraignment later on a charge for first-degree arson and 8 charges of first-degree murder. Conviction on any of the charges could result in the death penalty.
Cigarettes are called fags, and is that where you got that part?
No, it's coming. Although it was in that.
So where was
the title of the article that was sent to me? I told these guys.
The title I have is "Busboy at Hotel is said to admit he caused fire."
All right. Well, now Ben, you have to find whoever tweeted me the what, and we'll get the full exposure.
A lot of resources
on
went into this one.
Yes.
In a subsequent interrogation, the lieutenant said the suspect admitted he had caused the fire and told investigators he had been on the 8th floor with another homosexual and was engaged in a homosexual activity when the drapes were set on fire next to the elevator.
And I was like, Excelsior! I was like, God damn it! Then I started wondering, did they scrub the article from 1980 because it said homosexual engagement, which is like they were using it as kind of a pejorative back then.
Yeah.
Now, between the joint and the butt love, that would probably help your cause.
Yeah.
You'd probably use that of like, hey, there's a little intersectional thing going on. I'm gay. You can't come down on me. And I was smoking a joint, not a cigarette. So, but 40 years ago, the joint and the gay sex was like, I told you this guy was a criminal. Look at him.
Either way, it was the butt's fault.
I have a theory. It's not butt love. Here's my theory. So the curtain's in front, right? Now, if a guy's getting a blowjob, he's going to see that. And he's going to like want to wait because he's getting a blowjob. So that he waited too long. But the guy is getting butt love and he's facing it. You know, they're both facing it. There's more of a chance that they would stop it. So I think he was getting a blowjob. You know what I'm saying? Only one is looking at it.
Yeah.
This is a theory.
Yeah.
Definitely we should get some people on it to figure it out what the act was.
I think, Ben, I think the article was from the LA Times that was sent to me. I know you said it was a New York Times, but I think it was the LA Times. Anyway, it was all in the, it was all in the lead. It was like gay, homosexual with marijuana, cigarette, and it was all in the article. But you can find it. I don't know. Look on my tweets there, Ben, because it wasn't.
Might be a good
why
show
it was
where
this
you're going
one.
deep with
Yeah.
investigations.
It needs to have "We didn't start the fire" going over it, right?
Yeah.
terrific.
Anyway, it took me. I swear it was another article that was sent to me. I know you keep showing me the New York Times, but it wasn't. I don't think it was that. But then, see, here's where the memory on top of the memory, because I had the distant memory of the gay lovers with the cigarette, and now I have a not so distant memory of not the New York Times. It was the LA Times, and somebody sent me, and it was all in the lead.
Onion. It's very onion.
Yeah, but anyway, vindication, right?
I mean, yeah, this really must feel good.
Oh,
for you.
man, it's huge. It made my weekend.
This is huge.
Well, no, because
huge.
no, I don't think. It's just the article that was sent to me was from 1981, is what I'm saying. Anyway, this guy's still in prison.
Really?
Yeah,
What? That's 40 years?
40
something
plus years ago. Yeah,
That doesn't seem fair. If
because
you're
they went into the
accidentally-
courtroom. Oh, is that in this article? Because if it's not, it must be the LA Times. They went. Oh no, I saw a story on it. I went and saw a news story on the 40th anniversary of it. In the courtroom, they hung curtains and they lit a joint and they put the joint against the curtains and it wouldn't catch fire.
See, I, as a lawyer, I'd be like, there's got to be gay sex near it. There's like people that are having sex,
Yeah.
heating up the area.
Yes. It wasn't a
could've got 'em
perfect.
off.
It wasn't
No.
a perfect simulation.
No, a guy who admits he did it, it was an accidental fire, goes to jail for 40 years. That seems like
Well,
Insane.
because they basically said you set the curtains on fire on
I
purpose. You couldn't have done it by mistake.
Oh, you think he was maybe making up this story?
He was a
The gay sex
drifter.
Okay.
With a rap sheet.
Okay, so it was a lie that he was having gay sex. It was like to throw him off the trail. of what he
No,
really
I
did.
think he was having gay sex. And then nobody said the fire was started during gay sex intercourse, Kyle. They just said he
think they
took a
did.
guy up, they had sex, and then possibly in the refractory period.
Okay, I
You see what I'm saying?
This is another episode. This is a long series
This is a
on
longer
Netflix.
series. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be right back after this. Heard of the digital dollar? It's the Fed's latest scheme to control your money and your privacy. As the real owner of your digital dollars, the Fed could control, manipulate, and steal from you. Protect your financial future and privacy with real gold and silver from my friends over at Allegiance Gold. Throughout history, there's only been one universal currency, and that is gold. Allegiance Gold can help you protect your IRA, 401k with physical gold and silver, or have it delivered securely to your door. Allegiance Gold has the industry's highest rating, 5-star with TrustLink, AAA with the Business Consumer Alliance, and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. So you can trust Allegiance Gold. Am I right, Dawson?
Get up to $5,000 in free silver on a qualifying purchase when you visit protectwithadam.com today. Or give them a call at 844-213-ADAM. Don't wait for your privacy to be taken away. Protect your future with Allegiance Gold. Visit protectwithadam.com or call 844-213-ADAM.
Electric e-bikes. Oh, man. Weather's warming up. It's time to go outside and take in nature. No better way to do it than with your electric e-bike. It's so nice. My son has one. I have one. We go all over the neighborhood. It's a bonding experience. Transforms trips across town or to the beach into a fun adventure with fun, fast, foldable electric e-bikes during the Ready Set spring sale. Well, it's time to pick one up. I don't know. It's brought my son and I a lot of joy. We ride the heck. He rides his every day. I hit it on the weekends with him. They have quality, feature-filled models, and you can finance as low as $73 a month, reduce your gas costs and your carbon footprint as well. Includes a powerful removable battery and LCD display, 7-speed gearing, 5 levels. You can feel it. Oh, the fast one is fast. 5 is fast. And It's foldable, shippable, comes fully assembled. It's electric e-bikes, right, Dawson?
Start your next adventure with electric e-bikes. Ready, set, spring sale. Visit electricebikes.com to learn more and explore the new Expedition Cargo e-bike and all of the other epic models Lectric has to offer. That's LECTRICE bikes.com. As we celebrate 14 years of podcasting, here's another memorable moment from the Adam Carolla Show's Ace Awards archives.
This may be a little intimate, but you ever share the love of the same woman?
I don't know how much Frank wants me to reveal here, but one time, this is a pretty funny story. We were doing, we had a girl with I think they call it a pig roast. I don't know, is this too much?
No.
Go ahead.
He says fine.
Remember that, Frank? He's smiling. He remembers. Look at Frank. He remembers. Look at that smile.
Where did this happen, Sly?
Oh, look at this, acting all innocent, like he doesn't remember. We were in the Cape there. We were having a good time. Everyone's having a nice time. The funny thing was, in the middle of it, we realized we were related to this woman, Maria, a direct cousin.
Whoa, no.
And the thing was, she knew the whole time, which is disturbing. Me and Frank, we don't know. We're just having a good time.
We didn't consummate.
Yeah, Frank, you were hammered. He doesn't even remember. No, we did not finish.
Now, for some new memorable moments, let's get back to the Adam Carolla Show.
Yeah, her name is Maria.
That was real Frank Stallone.
That was real Frank Stallone. That's right. And Kyle Dunnigan.
Frank.
Yeah, I laugh every time, and I wasn't going to bring it up, but you brought up Maria, and then I laugh every time. There was that old salad dressing commercial where the kid went, "It's Anna Maria Alberghetti."
Hey, Anna Alberghetti's.
I always make me laugh when Sly auditioned for that part. It's another thing. It's just another picture, a snapshot from my youth. Andrew, 49 from Washington. Andrew.
Hi, Guy.
Hi, Guy.
Calling you right down the river from Lewis and Clark State College.
I was highly recruited.
Yeah.
Recruited to play at Lewis and Clark. Where's Willamette University?
That's in Western Oregon.
Recruited to play there. All the big football powerhouses, Lewis and Clark, Willamette, they all recruited the ace man out of high school.
And right across the river from the birthplace of Yakima Canutt. So I feel like we're practically related, Adam.
Famous stuntman. Mm-hmm. You got a question, Andrew?
Yeah, hey, I love it when you guys talk music. And last week you got into a little bit of Gary Lewis and the Pacemakers, I think. But
Playboys.
Also you were sampling came up.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I kind of formulated this question with Byron because I listen to a lot of rap, and I like finding the samples that they use. So a lot of this stuff goes back to the classic era, the 70s. Turns out to be a lot of Isaac Hayes and James Brown and stuff like that. But the question for you is, would you appreciate the rap song more if you knew what the sample was?
I will come down. Here's what I will say. I do not like sampling because it is completely unacceptable in any other art form to take samples of jokes or samples of paintings or samples of poems or samples of architecture. Like it's ripping somebody else off. It's the opposite of creating. It's taking something that already existed. So I do not like it, and I don't like it when it comes to music. But, and I do find myself, a lot of people like songs that have like Kashmir or something in it. They go, I like this song. I like it. It's like, yeah, you like the Led Zeppelin song.
Right.
But if you would like to sample some 40s or 50s old blues singer that I've never heard of before, and somehow you can resurrect this person and get it into the ears of people who have never heard it and never would hear it, then I can sign off on it.
I feel the same way, and I feel like there needs to be a little more humility in it. Like, I want them to go, this is Aerosmith song and Run DMC's doing some stuff on top.
Right.
Check it out.
Right.
Because Run DMC, I saw behind the scenes, and they were ragging on Aerosmith. They're like, stupid lyrics. It's like, I don't know. You needed that music.
That's
sir.
that's their song.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't exist. I mean, you wouldn't have the Run DMC song without it, or Vanilla Ice, or whatever it is.
Oh yeah.
And it's the opposite of creating something. And all I'm saying is if it showed up in any other art form, it would be completely, it'd be me going, hey, Bill Maher, I didn't use your entire joke, but I used a good portion of it to form my joke.
Yeah, I would sue you.
Yes, that's right.
I hate it from the artistic point of view, but this is why I love it, because all of a sudden, as an old 40-year-old with 7-year-old kids, I'm completely out of the current music scene. I get dragged into a club with a couple of young comedians. I know all the songs. I still know all the songs from when I'm 20 because they're all sampling my favorite club tracks. So I'm like, yes, I still get it. That's the rad thing behind it.
Yeah,
it makes music live on, right?
They gotta go, it's a hard knock life with Jay-Z on top. Like, that's just how they need to introduce it.
Yeah.
I agree. Announce the song and then say, these guys
talked on top of it.
They're the Parmesan cheese on top of the spaghetti and meatballs. They're not the spaghetti and meatballs. We have the 1975 commercial where the kid's recognizing Anna Maria Alberghetti.
Anna Maria Alberghetti's. I remember this well. She comes in, there's a little...
My daughter would like to introduce the first salad dressings with crunch. New from Good Seasons. Italian with cheese and croutons and Caesar. Crunchy croutons in the Caesar. Herbs and spices and crispy bits that taste like bacon. Just toss and serve.
Taste like
a
bacon.
nice change from everyday dressing. Crunch you won't find in bottle dressing. Caesar, Italian. The first salad dressings with crunch.
Yeah, but we need the one...
Sounded just
Crunchy
We need the
croutons?
one
Sounds
where
like an STD. That's
where
very
the kid
creepy.
yells it's Anna Maria Alberghetti, not the one where Anna Maria does all the talking goofballs. And the reason we need that because when I was a kid, in commercials, they would have 8-year-olds recognize unrecognizable. Like, there'd be a 7-year-old come out in 1981 and go, it's Phil Rizzuto! Like, you don't know who fucking Phil Rizzuto is. He played for the Yankees in the 40s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's Anna Maria Alberghetti's. Like, they would announce these things. They would never try to pull that shit off today because no kid knows anything that's 5 years older than they are.
And they've all been cancelled anyway.
Now we have the commercial, sorry.
Walter, you're drowning that poor salad.
I know, but I want a lot of taste.
Then try Good Seasons. A little Good Seasons has a lot more taste.
Anna Maria Alberghetti.
The whole family's down with Anna Maria
More herbs and
Alberghetti.
spices than the leading bottle Italian dressing.
Hey, Good Seasons does have more herbs and spices.
You know what is weird? You can pause it. We talked a lot about salad dressing in the 70s. I don't feel like we talk nearly as much about salad dressing. It was nonstop salad dressing commercials when I was a kid. You think we're talked
I think
out?
we finished it. I don't know. Paul Newman salad dressing. I remember those big commercials.
The other thing, you guys can look for this video, but there was this video that was going around of a woman who takes her kid out, puts it in the stroller, and then the stroller starts rolling down a driveway, and it's heading toward a busy highway where there's like semi trucks going by and stuff, and it just keeps rolling. And the woman, who I would not want to be associated with in any way, shape, or form, and I certainly wouldn't want her.
I wouldn't pick her
on my softball team.
Absolutely not. Would not pick her.
She puts the kid in the stroller, and the kid starts rolling like down this hill into oncoming traffic.
Yeah.
It's going to be destroyed. And the woman falls down, then gets up, then falls down again, then just takes a knee. Like, to watch, falls down, goes down hard, up again, down again, and it's just like, now just, I'm going to catch my breath while the kid rolls in. Now, some good Samaritan ran down and got the kid out. Now, look, the woman's carrying a couple extra pounds on her, and she's, not old, but she's not young. But
this is
my God, that is
my God,
it's just a face plant.
Not what you call a kind of crunch time performer. You would not want this person to be in charge of you. She makes her first move for the kid and just eats shit.
Hard, yeah.
Then makes a second move and eats shit.
Her bell's rung on that.
And then after that just goes, hey, man, Godspeed, kid. Because I got to catch my wind.
Hopefully there's another kid in the car.
At some point in her defense, does she say, I just can't make it. I might as well see, see what's going to happen here. Take a knee.
I would say if you're watching a kid, you have to be able to walk 5 feet without doing a face plant.
I did drop. I got twins. I had a double bob, and I let go of them once when I was putting stuff in the back of the car in a Target parking lot, and the same thing happened. And they rolled down a Target parking lot, and by the time I looked, they smacked it into the trolley dispenser. But if it had been a freeway at the end oh my God.
You said double bob and trolley dispenser.
Double bob and trolley dispenser.
The
Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
Yes, because you meant stroller and shopping cart.
There you go.
Trolley and a double bob. What's a double bob?
Double bob is the twin. It's the twin stroller.
A double bob.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a double bob.
The double bob. You
too.
Yeah.
Right, but I was
bobbing
always
along.
nimble enough to catch up to it.
Yeah.
It just rolled.
That's the problem. It rolls beautifully. Like you need a shitty. If you're going to have a nanny like that or a mum like that, you need a shitty stroller that doesn't roll very well.
Or you need a leash, like a surfboard.
Yes.
Like she should have been attached to that stroller. Now, I think the story is that she was like the aunt of the kid, and they were whatever.
Doesn't
but
seem like the mom.
But that's not good fit. You eating shit is okay. It doesn't mean you're a clutch performer, but it's okay. You eating shit the second time is not good as the kid is rolling toward the kid's 8 seconds away from a semi-truck. But the part where you just kind of take a knee.
Yeah, you need to have that thing where you're like the mom gets 10 times the strength and everything you have to get to that kid wasn't in her.
Yes. Yes. It was the part where she took a knee.
Talking about that PTSD, just think about from the kid's opinion. The kid will forever remember seeing the nanny just falling over, go, sorry, good luck. Just watching them.
Yeah, I think it was a family member, maybe like an aunt or something, like that. Not the biological mom.
No.
Which then the question is does the biological mom summon the strength to not take the knee? And then do you let that woman watch your kids again? And then what if there's another incident? Does it start to look like a pattern is growing?
Mm-hmm. I would go nuts if my dog was in danger. I can imagine. I mean, I would do everything.
Well, I love those videos of supernatural mums and dads that come out of nowhere, like the kid's about to fall off the swing and somehow the dad sees it out of the corner of his eye and flips his hand over and catches him by his ankle. It's like, I like to think as a mum, I wouldn't have fallen over twice and I'd have made it and caught the stroller,
I got out of my crib when I was very young and my grandparents were watching me, and I got out of the house and I was on the highway on the side. It was like a 4-lane highway thing, just playing in the sand.
Why? How old, like 2 years?
I was in a crib, so it must have been like 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, I died. I got hit and I died. So that was fun.
I let my daughter eat shit jumping off the bed once, intentionally. And then another time I was on the yoga ball, just on my knees, like I think holding both my kids, and ate shit with them when they were like, 6 months old. My daughter, I looked at it as a very teachable moment. My daughter used to run across the bed and then launch herself toward me, and the woman in the videos, the baby's great aunt, which I don't really know what that means, but not so great when it comes to recovering strollers.
No.
My daughter was a thrill seeker, just kept telling me, move it back. You're too close. And I kept getting back. and she could launch herself hard, like full Superman, when she's like 3 or 4. And I was long and pretty athletic, and I would catch her. I could get to her, but she kept telling me, move it back. And at some point I moved back and I said, I can't get you from here. And she said, move it back. And I said, okay, but I am not going to make it. You're not going to make it to me. And she said, I'm going for it. And I was back like 12 feet from the bed. I said, then go for it. And she just went for it and ate shit.
That's brilliant. That's what it's all about, though.
That's what being a parent's
as
about.
long as they won't die or lose a limb or an eye.
Yes.
That's my motto. Do what you want as long as you're not dying, lose a limb or eye.
Did you make an effort to go forward and get her?
I tried.
You did try. Okay.
I tried, but I told her I wasn't going to get her from that distance.
I don't even make an effort at that point. I'm like, listen, I'm telling you, I'm not going to do it.
I knew her range. I knew my range. We worked it all out. She launched herself successfully quite a few times, and I'd gotten her pretty close, but I was at the end of my limit. I could not go back any further.
What were the injuries?
Just like maybe a little carpet burn and some tears or something. Wasn't bad.
That's great. Yeah. No,
it was a padded carpet. I knew she'd not laying on her feet, but I knew she'd make it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a teachable moment.
End of that game.
All right. We have, let's see, got a clip here. I don't know, we have an email, something interesting. Who's delivering this clip about the whole 51 Intel experts? Is that some legal analyst?
John Solomon.
Oh, John Solomon. That's what I was saying. So it's an interesting thing. Everyone is talking about a rigged election, and Trump, you say was a rigged election, right?
It was totally rigged.
Right.
The whole thing.
And they're talking about Dominion vote counters and all that kind of stuff. But I've never been on that side. I've always said, stuffing a ballot box or Dominion or voter ID or mail-in ballots or, voting a month before Election Day. It's maybe something there, but got some conspiracy theory stuff to it. What I've always said about the election, the last presidential election, in terms of rigging, is not ballot boxes, but big tech and news agencies and CIA and FBI, what they did. Because you can harvest some ballots and stuff some boxes and stuff, or you can do a kind of concerted lie and get people to change their minds or not change their minds, and something is going on. So remember, there was the clip, or there was the document that 51 Intel experts signed that say that Hunter Biden's laptop had all the earmarks of Russian collusion. And I was like, well, the FBI has his laptop and has had it for over a year by the time the letter comes out. So couldn't they have verified it? But they didn't. And how do the people who are signing the letter know whether it's Russian collusion or not when they haven't examined anything? But this was a story that was going to come out, and then later on, the New York Post put the story out, and then Twitter took it down, and this was the sort of election rigging that went on, not the stuffing of the ballot boxes. But there's a story from last week John Solomon's going to report and basically explain the story.
Here is the news. Just a short while ago, Just the News obtained this email. This is a very important email. It comes from the former CIA director, Mike Morrell. Yes, the guy that organized that letter from the 51 intelligence professionals who tried to fake you into thinking that the Hunter Biden laptop was Russian disinformation when it wasn't. It is between him and John Brennan, one of the signatories. You know who John Brennan is? He was Obama's CIA director, right? He's the guy that told Obama, hey, Hillary Clinton is doing a dirty trick on Donald Trump called Russia collusion. Well, this is just before the presidential debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Hunter Biden's laptop is flinging out there. This is what Mike Morrell, former CIA director, tells his successor, John Brennan. Hey, sign this letter because I'm, quote, trying to give the campaign, particularly during the debate on Thursday, a talking point to push back on Trump on this issue. A man with a security clearance, a man with the title of CIA director, knew that he wasn't creating an intelligence product, a mere civic duty with 51 people. He was trying to create a political moment. Damning evidence. We'll try to find out if Congress has this letter, but this is a very important piece. It is the ultimate proof that what went out on that letter was a political dirty trick coordinated with the Biden campaign.
And we have the actual debate. So the CIA basically goes, oh, this looks shitty for our side. I don't know why they're taking a side. Our guy. So let's create a document. And then you guys who are very esteemed, all former directors, FBI and CIA, you guys will all sign this document. And we'll have an official document that says it's a bullshit story. And then when the debate comes in 2 days, then Biden can say there's a document where all these people have disavowed this fake news.
Yeah.
That's CIA on CIA and FBI and all of them. And Brennan signed the letter. They all signed the letter. There were some people who didn't sign the letter because they had integrity and they were like, I haven't seen the laptop, so how do I know it's fake? Yeah. But most people just signed it, and then we have a document, and then there's a debate, and then Trump brings up in the debate, the greatest part about the debate, it's not Trump, it's not Biden, it's not Hunter Biden's laptop, it's not the letter, it's not any of it. It's the person who's conducting the debate wanting to get back to the subject of race. She just keeps going, we're going to talk about race. Like we have to debate the race. I'm against it. Enough. I'm for it. But so then 2 days later, after this document has been created by the CIA director and then circulated so all the big names can sign off on it, then it's given to Biden to use against Trump for the debate.
Nice.
Nobody's President Trump, I want to stay on the issue of race. We're talking about the issue.
Laptop from hell.
President Trump, we're talking about race right now, and I do want to stay on the issue of race. President Trump,
I have to respond to that.
Please.
Because look,
very quickly.
There are 50 former national intelligence folks who said that what he's accusing me of is a Russian plant. They have said that this has all the 5 former heads of the CIA, both parties, say what he's saying is a bunch of garbage. Nobody believes it except his and his good friend Rudy Giuliani.
You mean the laptop is now another Russia hoax?
That's exactly what.
Is this where you're
exactly
going?
What
this is
told.
Where he's going. The laptop is Russia,
Gentlemen,
Russia.
I want to stay on the issue of race.
You
okay?
We got to talk about race. Yeah. All right. That would have changed a lot of votes. And statistically, they've done polling, and there are a lot of people said, oh, no, I wouldn't have voted for Biden if we'd known about the laptop. But the laptop was fucking deep six, and the whole story was by the fucking CIA, and nobody gives a shit.
Yep.
That's exactly what they did. They created a fake document and got a bunch of former CIA guys to sign it, and America's not interested.
I'd like to talk about race right now, though.
Doesn't that seem like election tampering a little bit there?
A lot of it.
Yes. All right. Well, there it is, everyone. And all the people. And so here's the thing. The left used to care deeply about this kind of stuff. They don't give two shits about it. It was, I grew up in a hippie house. It was big state and big government, the CIA and the FBI and all this, and don't trust those people. And that's all they cared about. Now, not interested.
If I'd have had to have worded that email, instead of, can I add your name to this list? I just would have said, I'm going to add this name to your list unless you respond saying don't, right? That's the classic way of just building and building.
Yeah, so the LA Times should be doing a whole expose on this, but they're not interested because their guy won. And my whole thing is your guy won, so you're not interested. But spare me when you're talking about democracy. And what you're interested in and voting and freedom and democracy hanging by a thread. Fucking spare me your sanctimonious speeches about that. That's all I'm saying. Because this did interfere with democracy.
I do
All
love
right.
Trump's use of threes, though. Russia,
I
Russia,
don't-
Russia. It's
Oh, I
a classic.
don't.
Girls, girls,
Is
girls.
this what
Nude,
he's
nude,
doing
nude.
again? Is this what he's doing again?
It's Marsha, Marsha, Marsha.
Marsha. She was hit in the nose by a football. Looks disgusting now. She looks like a pig.
Yeah. You know, my favorite episode of any sitcom is when something didn't exist for the first 3 seasons and then it exists. And it's like 3 seasons of The Partridge Family, and I tune into an episode on season 4, and the manager, Reuben Kincaid, is sitting in the kitchen smoking.
Oh.
Right? And I go, he doesn't smoke. I've never seen him smoke before. It's not been brought up, but he's just smoking, you know? And then at some point, Danny comes in and gets some chocolate cake, and he's like, Danny, you're putting on some pounds. You better take it easy with that chocolate cake. And he goes, I can quit eating chocolate cake anytime I want. And then he goes,
this is going.
You can't quit smoking cigarettes anytime you want. And he goes, you kidding me? I could throw the pack away today. And you're like, oh, yeah, that's why he's smoking. But he never smoked. Yeah. And the best Brady Bunch episode is when they're playing ball in the house. And they break the vase.
Yeah, Mom always said,
"Don't play ball in the house." Right, and then this 3 seasons of her never bringing the vase up or discussing the vase. She comes in the front door and goes, "Oh, my vase! Oh, I miss you." You know, then picks it up and says, "We're gonna put it in the center of the table." It's like, hey, bitch, you've never brought up the vase ever before.
Right? Yeah.
Now you're obsessed with the vase, and Reuben Kincaid is smoking, and I'm crying foul.
That Brady Bunch house, you know, they redid it. The exterior is in like Studio City, and they built it so the whole thing when you walk in is exactly like the show. Because before it was
it's
a little
sold.
shitty house.
It's in like Toluca Lake or something, or Studio City. Yeah, it's sold recently.
They should make that a museum or some kind of make money off that. Maybe they are. I don't know.
I would be worried about designating anything as like a historical monument anymore, because at some point some snot-nosed 19-year-olds are going to show up and want to tear it down because it represents white orthodoxy or something, you know, intact families.
It does represent
you know.
the patriarchy.
It's
You're
the
right.
patriarchy. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's see. But it is funny that the poor woman who's doing the moderating is like, can we get back to talking about race?
Yeah.
We're going to argue about race for a while.
I want everyone upset about race again.
All right, we'll take a quick break, come back, do some news right after this. Well, Tommy John, the traditional 15th anniversary gift is crystal, but for Tommy John's 15th year, they're making it crystal clear you deserve to be unbelievably comfortable. Every day I'm wearing mine right now. I will not leave the house. Well, I'll go commando, but that's the only time I go without Tommy John. Especially if you're exercising, walking, hiking, rowing, running, anything. It's the best. And they have breathable, lightweight, moisture-wicking fabric with 4 times the stretch of competing brands. Over 20 million units sold. Thousands of 5-star reviews. Tommy John, they don't have customers. They have fanatics. I am telling you, try Tommy John. You will not go back. It's all backed by the best pair you'll ever wear. Or it's free, guaranteed. Right, Dawson?
Get 20% off your first order right now at TommyJohn.com/Adam. 20% off at TommyJohn.com/Adam. TommyJohn.com/Adam. See site for details.
Hey, it's Adam Carolla. Is your vehicle no longer stopping like it used to? Or does it squeal, shake, or grind when you brake? Don't miss spring brake deals at O'Reilly Auto Parts now through April 25th. You can get 15% off when you buy a set of Brake Best Select or Import Direct brake pads and 2 rotors. Brake Best Select and Import Direct brake pads are engineered for all driving conditions to restore and improve braking performance. With application-specific friction formulas, noise-canceling shims, and low dust operation. Trust Brake Best and Import Direct to deliver better braking. Don't take a chance on your next brake repair. The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts will help you find the brake parts and supplies you need to do the job right the first time. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today or Visit online, O'ReillyAuto.com.
It's time to check Adam's voicemail.
Hey, Adam. Just heard Rochelle Walensky step down as director of the CDC. As a father, how does that make you feel? Get it on.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
Yeah, my favorite chapter, well, I have a few. I like that she was worried as a mother. I like that she said her kid couldn't go to summer camp day of, and all he did was count the days to the summer camp. And then I also liked the part where she was like in front of the CDC banner explaining we need to reopen schools, and then at some point got coached up by the school unions and then explained she wasn't speaking in an official capacity. She was just speaking like in general. So you're just the CDC director who's in front of a CDC banner giving a presser, but your opinion was not that of a CDC director wanting to open schools because somebody slapped her on the hand and said, no, we're not opening schools. We need to destroy more lives. So go back and walk that one back. And then she said, I wasn't speaking as a CDC director. I was speaking as a mom or something. Good riddance, bitch. She fucking lied the whole time. She was lying about tons of this shit. Or stupid or liar.
She probably doesn't even live next to a hospital.
Yeah, she was. No, that was.
Oh, different one.
No, that's a different shrew.
Another one. Another liar.
That is Randy Weingarten.
Oh, yeah.
Who. Now, she's the school union person. So the school union person told the CDC director, hey, we don't want to open schools, so knock it off with your talk about it being safe. And now all the fucking kids are killing themselves and fat and 3 grades behind in math. It's awesome. Okay, no one could have seen this coming. All right, what do you got for news, Kimbles?
All right, so obviously, big story from where I'm from this weekend was the coronation of King Charles III.
Oh, beautiful.
Anyone watch it?
Oh, so gorgeous.
My dad called me and said, are you going to watch it, the King's coronation? I said, I didn't know he died. But not his cremation, his coronation. No one cares. Turns out I didn't watch it. No, half of England didn't either. There was a survey that said 64% of don't care. And I think that's best summed up by the picture you're about to see. There was a very posh area of Bath called Royal Crescent that was hosting a big coronation party, and they woke up on the day before to see this.
Giant penis.
A gigantic cock and balls. That's about as British as you get. You can see how posh that area is as well.
Yeah.
So I know people talk about the pomp and pageantry. Now it's pomp, pageantry, and penises, I guess.
Wow, that is a 40-foot cock.
That's well done.
Yeah.
Is it though?
Positive.
It looks like my 6-year-old. It looks like my 7-year-old drew it. It's very straight.
But the lines are
Where's all the fun stuff?
straight.
Where's like the jizz and the,
It does go to answer that age-old question.
If my husband drew it, a grown man, there'd be jizz and, pubes and the whole thing.
It does go to answer the age-old question of the dick on the mailbox where you spoke with Kimmel and said, well, when in Europe, because they're largely uncut, do they graffiti a cut penis? And they did.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good point.
There you go.
Yeah. I thought that maybe when they drew penises in Europe, they drew the foreskin.
Oh,
that's what I thought.
Well, that's an erect penis, and then the top comes out doesn't it? I don't know. I'm just saying.
We got to ask the guys in the Hilton Hotel with the doobie.
Get the dark web out. Google it.
Yeah. So they...
I think
they said they mowed in a giant, but is that mowed in, or do they use some sort of fertilizer or something to kill the grass or
mowed
something?
in apparently the night before the gardeners, but I think it was Prince Edward on the slide.
We did the greatest senior prank where we got snow and we made this big penisicle. It was like 6 feet high in the center courtyard, and then we poured water on it, so it became like a penisicle. And then the vice principal came out, and the whole school was watching her trying to kick it down because she knew karate, but she couldn't. Then she had to get a bat. It was one of the funniest things.
She had to take a bat to it?
She had to come out with a bat, and just the whole school. It just was the greatest prank. Anyway, a good penis prank.
Good penis prank.
Good, terrific penis prank.
Yeah. It's almost like did the royal family know that they weren't going to get enough worldwide press? Therefore, let's do other things just to help the trending on the Twitter like the day of.
I don't know. Was there acrimony? Did Prince Andrew or Prince whoever? Oh, God,
Prince
Harry,
Andrew, yeah.
Harry, and Meghan? Did they show up? Oh, no, Meghan stayed behind.
Yeah, Harry
right?
showed up for about 8 hours.
No one said hello to me.
It did not. It was not. I don't think that it was pouring with rain as it always is. It was not the experience that I think everyone wanted because there was a concert as well.
Lionel Richie.
Yes. So there was a concert with Katy Perry. Do you have the video of Katy Perry? This was the most viral moment of the whole show. So this is her at the event trying to find her seat.
Oh yeah, she can't find her seat,
there.
and she's got a hat that's not helping her because she has no peripheral vision.
She can't see 60% of it.
Yeah.
There's just a bunch of Duke and Duchesses everywhere, and then Katy Perry, for some reason, just walking around by herself looking for her seat.
To be fair to Katy Perry, who always looks like she's thinking about something stupid, it's hard. I've done enough of those things where you go, you're table 26, and you go, table 2's there, but then right next to it's table 149. And I go, well, where's table? Oh, there's table 22. So 20. Oh, no, table 9 is next to table 22. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Like, you want some sequencing or some rhyme or some reason? Like, we go, you want to go like you're driving through Santa Monica and someone says, we're on 7th Street. And you go, okay, this is 11th. Oh, that's 10th. Okay, I'm going the right direction. They don't do that. Yeah. And it's always kind of random who's at the table. Like, you show up and you judge. Like, I don't know that dude.
Yeah.
Why did he sit me with Kimmel over there? Why am I sitting with this dude?
Like whoever got put next to Katy Perry was probably offended, saying, of all the most important people in England I get put next to, you put me next to Katy Perry.
I think the people who sat next to Katy Perry probably looked at it as a victory, but Katy Perry was pissed off that she didn't recognize whoever's at her table.
Yeah.
Did she sit with anybody good? Do you know?
No, I don't know.
She never found her table.
She never,
she's still looking.
She just
Did she
went and hid.
performed did Lionel Richie perform?
So the two headliners of arguably one of the biggest shows in the world of the night were Lionel Richie and Katy Perry. Two Americans, one from Alabama, one from California.
Is Lionel Richie 74 now?
Yes. So he got a lot of shit for the way he looked. I think we've got a picture there.
Oh, let's see that. Oh, he looks
Well, this is the British, right? The British don't love that anyone that, a 73-year-old that's trying to keep up and,
If you're black, you can dye your hair for like another 20 years before you get shit. You know what I mean? Like Eddie Murphy can have jet black hair for the next 2 centuries and no one's ever going to say anything. White guys start looking weird at a certain point. And I mean, is Lionel Richie... He's over 70.
Yes.
Right?
I think he looks amazing.
He has fillers, though, for sure.
I think that's what they don't like. That's what the British people don't like. He just doesn't look like himself. He's too overdone. I think he looks incredible. But
73 years young.
No British people wanted to perform on this. The people that said no, Elton John, Spice Girls, Adele, Ed Sheeran,
What?
Harry Styles.
They said no? Why?
They all said no. Well,
Because it's a bad look?
I mean, who knows? Who knows? But the fact is, the two headliners were Americans, Lionel Richie and Katy Perry. Like, come on. That's painful.
What did he sing? Dancing on the Ceiling or one of his classics?
I don't know. I didn't watch
Must
it.
have done
That's how much
Brick
I
House.
get.
Probably did some Commodore stuff too.
Oh, that's all right. Good stuff.
He, I don't know. I feel like the Spice Girls should have been forced to perform.
Yes.
like you know how the government can just take land if they're building a freeway?
Yeah.
Or like that's how we got Dodger Stadium. They were like, hey, Mexicans, sorry. Whitey wants to build a stadium, so take your shit and pack it up, and here's $100. Like
Jerry and her little her little Union Jack.
I'd be like, listen, you talentless bitches are fucking lucky to be alive. Like, come on. You guys have gotten so much out of this. First off, if you were from Bakersfield, no one would give a fuck about you. You don't have enough ability. You're basically, what you have is you're from England and you're not fat. And someone gave you a cool name. And now we all bought into it. But you have not earned the right to turn your back on the monarchy. You cannot say no to the king.
That's what struck me about this was the lack of power. Because it used to be the church and the king was all the power in the empire, and now both have lost so much of their power, but they still have this pomp and circumstance thing.
Elton
Also-
John is Sir Elton John.
Yeah.
So I'd like, if you like that knighthood,
Yeah, you've got
bro,
to work for the king.
then show up when the king calls once every 14 years. If not, we'll just call you Johnny.
Yeah, it was
We'll
embarrassing.
we'll take the Sir away.
Can you imagine how star-studded this show had been had you know who Diana still been around? It would
Oh
have
my
been
God.
a completely different show.
I have a show idea where you I don't want to talk about it, but you deep fake like an alternate world, like a butterfly effect, and Diana was getting crowned yesterday or whatever, 2 days ago. Someone could take that if you want. I'm too lazy.
We have a clip of Lionel Richie.
No.
Maybe the fillers
Kermit the Frog was brought up a lot
blocking
on
some
Twitter.
stuff for him. All right, so the Spice Girls should have been forced to perform, like just dragged out in leg irons and just said, "Fucking bitches, start dancing."
Or off with your head. And then
Off with
it's
your
a
head. This
public
country's done
head
so
cut off.
much for your untalented asses, and Elton John should have had his Sir
Yes.
taken away if he refused
Like,
to do
where
it.
was Paul McCartney? Where was, there's some classics that should have been there. I think Stella McCartney, his daughter and the designer,
She was gonna say?
she read a poem. I mean, come on.
I don't know. I don't know if they were mad at him. It seems like they were mad at him.
Yeah, well, even at the last minute, Kylie Minogue, who's not big over here, but she's a British institution. She pulled out.
Is it the racist thing?
Yes,
that's
she
on
pulled
there?
out because she's been getting a lot of backlash from Australia, which is her native country, due to everything that the kind of racist comments that Charles has said or not said recently. So yeah. How desperate you have to be if you're the King of England and you can't even get Harry Styles to perform at your concert? Like he was reaching for British artists there at the bottom.
I think he's too cool
Rough.
for school, and I think there's a calculation, which is he seems cooler to turn it down than he would to do it because it's going to be a little bit lame,
Definitely
right?
Cooler to turn it down. It's not going to help you. Like, wow, that performance got me more
Right.
fans.
Yeah.
But that must have been hard for Charles to be like, oh, he's not doing it either. What about Paul? No, sir, Paul's not going to do it.
Couldn't they have cobbled together like the rest of One Direction with like two Spice Girls who are willing to take a payday, like
Right.
just some sort of sloppy,
Done like an American Idol
some
thing and-
sloppy
yeah.
second super group,
Yes.
and just be like a couple of Backstreet Boys.
That's a
that are-
great name, Sloppy
Yeah.
Seconds, for a group of just people no one remembers.
Yeah, we just take
Susan Boyle.
Yeah, whoever Susan Boyle could come out there. Whatever band Justin Timberlake left, and whatever band Harry Styles left, and a couple of Spice Girls, and maybe the cop from the Village People or something. We put together our sloppy second group, and they just do all their hits. I'd watch
It's
that.
just awful. It's just terrible.
It's terrible.
Another thing that struck me was how much he looked like a woman. When they the dress they put him in, and then
I thought you were talking about Lionel Richie. Yeah, you're talking about
Charles.
the king.
Yeah, and then he's like bejeweled. He just looked like he went in his mother's closet and got her clothes and hat and said, "Look at pretty me."
But you know what I like? I'll tell you what I do like about this with all the siblings and infighting and all that kind of stuff. It's like they try to give they gave Carrie Fisher her star on the Walk of Fame, and then her siblings weren't invited because her daughter was pissed at them because they wrote a book, and it's like, I just love the fact that there's no such thing as family that doesn't have a bunch of people that hate and are boycotting, and like your dad or your uncle or whoever is going to be the king and you're not attending, and your sister's getting a star at the Hollywood Walk of Fame and you'll not be there. Yeah. Like, it's crazy how fucking pervasive that is, right? Every family has a story. I don't know why it's almost a prerequisite for like a family and or a successful family, especially. There's some ne'er-do-well, brother or dad or sister, or somebody's pissed off,
common.
somebody wrote a book, they're not
Megan's
invited.
dad too.
Yes, it's just why is that? Why is that? Why is that nature's plan? Why is that nurture's plan? Why is that God's plan? Like, why is that a through line that is as common as it is?
Especially with the royal family, because like William was born knowing it was always going to be him, and all the other, and Harry and everyone else knows it was always going to be him, and they still hate each other. They still can't figure it out, even though it's written from the second they're born.
Yes,
it's horrific.
I agree.
Families.
It's always something with everybody all the time. But why?
My family's pretty, but maybe if like someone got really successful, we'd start fighting.
Oh yeah, if you became successful,
popped up on the podcast.
And listen, I've spoken to a couple of your family members. They're not
ready to go.
They're not. You're not as popular as you think you are with them. That's all I'm saying.
That's hard to hear.
That's all I want to say.
Okay,
I
thank
know.
you for.
But it could go no other way.
Yeah.
It just can't go any other way. Don't know why.
I think it's because when you were kids and you saw each other's shit. You saw the worst sides of each other. You've literally seen you at their lowest low, right? And then you see them have success, or you see whatever else go happen. You think, why is this happening to my shitty little brother that used to ruin my life? That's it's got to be that.
Maybe you know what it is. I have this ability. Other people don't. People don't have the ability to just keep walking. You know, like people go, "Are you pissed off? You heard what he said about?" I go, "I don't care. I just don't care." I'm interested in other stuff. And they go, "You should care because this person's talking shit, or this person wants you to do that, but you shouldn't do it." Like, everyone's got a fucking opinion, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I am upset." Just fucking keep walking. It's like Carrie Fisher's brother wrote a book. Don't read it. Just fucking keep walking. Get involved with your own family, your own hobbies, your own interests. You can't. Everyone has to stop. Get offended. And it's the same with the talent. Like, hey, Harry Styles, or hey, Spice Girls or whatever. It's a gig. Just play. It's not an endorsement. You know what I mean? And by the way, if the fucking, whoever the brutal dictator of whatever Arab country waved $6 million at you, you'd be on the next fucking flight out there to suck his dick. So don't give me this fucking holier than thou shit. It's a gig. Go do 45 minutes.
Yeah.
That's all. Anyway, can't do it.
Can't do it.
Nobody can do it. Won't do it.
Won't do it. Can't do it.
That was the coronation. Okay. Next news. So there was a judge in Ohio that ruled that a trans woman, Rachel Glines, did not commit indecent exposure in a female changing room because the defense argued that the body fat covered their genitalia.
Oh, interesting.
It's a little insulting. You know what I mean? Like when, if I'm your attorney, Kyle, and I'm like, he's got the mentality of a 9-year-old. He didn't know it was wrong to stab that person. Kyle is just he thinks he's a simpleton. You know what I mean? He's not up to the challenge of not. He doesn't know right from wrong because he's such an imbecile.
That would be hard to take.
But you'd have to just sit there and kind of nod your head. Your sloppy gunt panis is so prodigious that it slops over your cock and balls. Like, your dick is so small and your panis is so large and flappy that it literally shades your cock so it can't be seen.
What you've opened up is now you've got to show that. Like, you have to now take off your clothes and show the jury in order for that to work.
Yes, there is a thing on men that are very overweight called a panis, and that is that sloppy curtain that sort of can drape down
and it's a fupa on a woman, right? And it's called a fupa on a woman. Right?
It is a fupa.
Isn't that a black clothing line?
No, that's fupa.
Are you sure?
A fupa is fat upper pussy area.
Yeah, fat upper pussy area.
A fupa. Yeah. But a penis stands for what?
Panis.
Panis.
I think it's a panis. No, it's not an acronym.
Oh, it's not. It's just panis.
No, it's a word? For us, by us. Fubu.
Wait. No, fubu, I guess.
Oh, you got fubu. I thought we were talking about fubu.
We were, but
the black community.
Panis.
Can we go back to guns? Because that was growing too.
Oh, yeah, guns.
All right. So the FUBAR fucked up beyond all recognition.
FUBAR.
What is it? The puffy pussy, whatever. The FUPA. The FUPA is just puffy. The panis is a curtain of flab. that hangs down.
Okay.
And when men are overweight and overweight to a large degree, they get higher levels of circulating estrogen and their dick shrinks. So you ever see like the fat guy in the Y and you're like, oh, he's fat and he has no dick? Like, no, that's just the fat around it and estrogen.
I thought that was like a perspective thing.
It's both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's working against you.
Right. What's the definition of penis?
It is an unsightly bulge which folds over one's belt and or genitalia.
Okay, you were right.
I think I was fucking dead nuts on that one. Anyway, these gay guys were fucking in a hotel.
You coined the phrase gunt.
No,
Didn't you?
I think
you came up with gunt on the radio show.
I think Mike Tyson came up with gunt. Or Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson, you ever seen a gun?
That. Yeah, I don't like guns.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Must have been sad seeing that you impersonator choked out on the subway.
Yeah, that was sad.
Yeah, it was
terrible.
sad, right? Mm-hmm.
So terrible.
Yeah.
They should let him go.
I got an uncle who's a Michael Jackson impersonator.
Do you really?
Yeah, he's just kind of a heavy-set white guy. He doesn't do the singing or anything. It's just the kids part. It just limits it.
I went all the way down that
road.
river.
No, he can't move at all unless it's toward a kid. You know, yeah, it's pretty much just the kid part of the impersonation.
He's good at it.
He's
good.
You know, we're scared to bring it up, but that's what I've learned.
So he's the best. He's the best.
So I guess the argument of trans in toilets now isn't an issue as long as you're just fat.
If you have the panis and the panis slops over the penis,
it's better than pants.
Well,
what you can't see won't hurt you, right?
That's the whole thing, right? You're just looking at it. You don't see it. You don't
where's
see
Dawson? He left the frame.
He's
well,
looking at his pants.
I invented a device on this program several months ago, which was a vest. A service vest for pre-op trannies so they could walk around in the locker room so we could identify them. And part of the device had a flap, like the old catcher's chest protector that flapped down in front of the cock and balls.
That's a good idea.
And we basically just had this judge tell me I was right. Like, as long as we can't see your genitalia. But here's the other thing. You can see the woman's titties and pussy, right? Like, isn't that still kind of a crime there? If you look at it that way.
This was in a locker room, so in theory, there's always,
like,
it's always the old ugly women walking around with their bits out.
What if I just tucked my cock and balls into a sock like I was in the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I just walked into the locker room and checked you out when you were showering? Like, wouldn't that still be a crime? And I'd go, hey, can't see my cock.
What about adding to your panis flap? Is what you've invented, basically. Is the horse for the eyes?
Blinders?
Yeah, a little bit of so you can't.
Oh, make the women wear blinders.
No, like a Burke on the women. No, for the transitioning person, so they can't be. I guess you could still look around. That's a dumb idea.
That's a dumb idea.
I think all men should be forced to one. Honestly, no woman wants to see a penis ever in the bathroom anywhere. That's why we have sex in the dark.
That's so hurtful.
On a Friday night after 3 glasses of wine, I don't want to see the penis. I don't want to do it. I don't mind doing stuff where they just don't want to see it. Really.
And men send out their penises so much they don't know that the women don't generally, unless they ask for it, you don't send your penis anywhere.
You got any dick pics?
Do you know what? No, I have never had a dick pic.
All right, the day is young. See what I can work up. Kyle, can I borrow your phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's down the hall.
Lift your penis.
You don't want to see our genitalia, huh?
Oh, God. I just want gut pics. Just gut pics, please. Just
penis pics?
Yeah. Some gunt pics would be
lovely. Women wish we didn't have balls. Like, they wish they didn't exist.
Yeah, because I think they do like the penis, but it's outweighed by the atrocity of the balls.
Nope.
No?
And tell me if I'm wrong. They want like a shy penis that they feel like you don't want to see. You know, they're trying to hide it, but it's there.
We just want the abs and the ass and all of that. All of that is good. The other stuff is just what we have to work with. We have to work with that.
I've heard that before, yeah. Women say it's just too big. They're worried about
How do you spell panis.
Wait, let's do a test. I'm going to say P-A-N-I-S, like a simple, how it sounds.
I'm with you, but I maybe added an extra N.
Oh, a U
Okay.
for anus? Oh, maybe it's a P.
No. According to the Urban Dictionary, it is P-A-N-I. They don't have the P-I. Well, no, there's, yeah, P-A-N-I-S. It's in there too.
Why is it in the Urban Dictionary?
Because it's not a real word.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
That's what I thought.
You got to look it up because Dr. Drew, I only know about the panis because Dr. Drew brought up the panis.
I'll keep looking.
Back in the day.
Next time you need to make sure the lawnmower mows a gut over the penis. in
No,
front of
that's
the-
right. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. More hot penis talk right after this. Let me tell you about Angie. Angie's List is now Angie, and they've made it easier than ever to get all your home projects done right. I use Angie. Yep, what? You, Adam, you can do most everything Angie can do. True, but I'm busy, and I travel, and I have a schedule. So I'll let Angie do a lot of the stuff I don't have time to do or it doesn't make sense to do. 20 plus years of home service experience, and they're combined with the new tools to simplify the entire process. So make it easy. On the Angie app, just answer a few questions. They'll handle the rest. See ratings and reviews, compare quotes from local pros, and connect instantly. Cross items off the to-do list in just a few taps. Whether it's routine maintenance or a dream remod, well, Angie makes it easy. Right, Dawson?
Get your next project done right with the help of a pro from Angie. Download the free Angie mobile app today or visit Angie.com. That's ANGI.com. In celebration of Jim Carolla's upcoming 92nd birthday, here's a list of 92 things Jim Carolla has never done. Number 58. Owned a can of Fix-A-Flat. Just one of 92 things Jim Carolla has never done. Let's get back to the Adam Carolla Show.
My stepmom could have thrown it in the trunk of his car at some point, but he wouldn't know how to use it, I think.
That's fair.
Dawson, I haven't looked at the Urban Dictionary in a million years. Last I checked, there were like 13 entries by me. You guys make your way into
Is
the
that
Urban
right?
Dictionary?
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
I can see that.
Yes.
You do come up with a lot of cool stuff.
I used to be a frequent contributor. Not that I knew it. I would just talk and talk and talk on the radio, and they would listen.
What are some of your top three things we all know about?
We can go. Dawson can go over them. Some are better than others. Some are pretty strong, though.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. No, it's definitely my legacy. They'll be on a maybe black simile.
You're
like when you confuse two black actors.
Black simile, okay.
Yeah, like some poor, like Sam Rubin is trying to talk about Samuel L. Jackson, but he's talking about Louis Gossett Jr. or something, and that's the black simile thing.
I came up with Gene Beeve.
Gene Beeve.
Which is a needed term. Like when you're hooking up, but you're not getting in the pants.
But you got Gene Beeve?
You got Gene Beeve. In high school, that's a big deal. But you have no way to say it. Be like, I didn't touch her vagina, but I did touch her pants. I got some Gene Beeve.
Gene Beeve is good. Well, if they're listening, Dawson.
We got a nice list here. We start out with the hymen.
Oh, the hymen.
Metaphorical anal hymen, which is broken
Any
the first
guy
time the person is
who's
receiving
never
oil
taken
sex.
it in the can has a hymen.
That's what happened at the Hilton.
Is your hymen intact?
It is, actually.
Good for you.
And I
Good for you.
intend on keeping it that way.
Me too.
Okay,
I would like to
good.
be buried with my hymen.
As discussed, black simile, a person of color who is interchangeable with another person of color. Emotional chiropractor, a person who specializes in a system of therapy that involves treating the patient, often suffering from a personality disorder, with a dose of commonsensical advice aimed at adjusting said character flaws. It's usually done by questioning their motivation and career goals or refraining from practicing negative reinforcement or punishment. Most patients resist, therefore, continue down their own current destructive path. That's from Giovanni.
That's a thinker.
Wow.
Yeah. Falutin free, a product or culinary creation's optimal state of existence that avoids crossing the threshold into being unnecessarily complicated or exotically flavorful.
High falutin. Yeah, falutin-free food. Right.
Gerbil-like, a condition where a man reaches the pinnacle of sexual conquest that leaves his penis so insatiable that his only option is a lateral move involving inserting gerbils into his rectum for a thrill. An Irish football. Are you aware of this?
Nah, I forgot about this one.
Irish football is a premature baby. Tortilla winner. The member of a Hispanic family whose wages supply its livelihood.
Yeah, we have breadwinner. Right.
Okay. Unrigger. A politician, usually of color, who overcame what they claim is an unfair system through hard work and now seeking election, panders to the underprivileged masses by promising to overthrow said unfair system.
Oh, that was better than I was. I thought it was going to be way worse than that.
A Horso, a lady of the night who lacks any penetrable orifices, vagina, anus, or mouth, and thus fails to provide any contribution to society.
I don't remember.
She is essentially just a torso who has outlived her use.
Horse.
Wait, let us guess the next one. Let's see if we can guess the definition.
This is the last one, and it's very, very easy, and it's probably the best, but fruit fly.
Oh, fruit fly.
Fruit fly.
It's replacing a term that's no longer acceptable to use.
Okay. So it's a gay. Is it like someone like a barfly? Like
it replaced fag hag.
Okay, yeah.
Come on.
No, yeah, that is a nice lateral move.
Fruit fly,
That's
a
very-
heterosexual woman who hangs out with homosexual men.
Yeah.
A fruit fly.
You've taken like the edge out of it. You're doing a
That's
really
what
good
I
service.
do. Yeah. I'm providing a service.
I'm still mad your bullet train to Vegas isn't happening. I remember you saying that years ago. And why don't we have a bullet train?
Well, they're talking about it. There must be 10 others in there, Dawson, somewhere. I just don't know where they are. Anyway, sorry, news.
No, news.
That was news.
So the most hippie town in Washington outlaws drugs after ODs in the streets, fentanyl deaths of 5-year-old. And so this is Bellingham, and I know you've got some pretty kind of strong views on this. So yeah, it's now a crime to inject, or inhale hard drugs in public, or they're trying to make it one. I thought it was anyway, to be fair.
Well, we decided if we would decriminalize things, that it would be a better fit for our society. You know what? Well, we do a few things because I grew up with one of these hippie families. They go in Sweden and in Norway. But citizens of Sweden and Norway are not fucking animals. But turns out the United States, it's like these are the like they will go. Sometimes people go like, well, we have snacks in the front and we're on the honor system. So you can help yourself to a Snickers bar and then you just tuck $1 in there. That's fine if you work with sane, normal, honest people. That wouldn't work in a prison. Do you know what I'm saying? That one guy would just grab the fucking box, tear it apart, and leave and take the money that was in it and take all the fucking snacks, right? Yeah. That's who we are. So these other things where it's like, we're going to create safe zones where people can, inject their drugs. And that works for other societies. For us, it turns into an immediate shit show. Like all we understand is cops, enforcement, and law. We can't let the homeless person, live in dignity. That's great. Never going to happen. All the plans, all the progressive plans are great plans if your citizens could pull it off.
Yeah.
But they can't. And the problem is the citizens that could pull it off are living indoors, sober, and paying taxes. They might be able to do it. The people you're asking to do it are junkies who are living in filth on the streets, and they're not going to do it. And that's the problem with every plan. It's like, we don't need cops. We'll have the cops pull back. We'll have community ambassadors. That's great, except for then there are gangbangers who don't look at that as a show of strength. They look at it as something to take advantage of.
They're licking their chops.
Whatever our plan is, whether it's like the border, the cops, or the drugs, or whatever, it's like, people will do the right thing, so we don't need to enforce everything. It's clearly been shown now it's a shit show.
Yeah.
So we're now back to, Rudy Giuliani, New York, 1991, going, fuck it, we're hiring 1 million more cops. We're going to stop and frisk everybody.
In New York now?
It'll get back to that because everything else turns into a shit show.
I'm going there this summer, and I don't like what I'm seeing in the news.
That's right. Well, maybe Stallone, one of my favorite movies, Cobra.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, he took care of...
Cobra is equal to 100 cops. So you only need like 5 or 6 Cobras in New
York. One
Cobretti
is 1,000 cops.
Yeah, one Cobretti for every 10 square blocks.
Right.
You're all set.
You go in there with your pearl-handled pistol stuffed in your jeans.
And my scissors for my pizza slice.
You cut your pizza with the scissors. You got a match hanging out.
Yeah.
You're wearing reflective sunglasses.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I never understood about that movie, Sly?
What?
You go into a semi-dark supermarket to hunt down a criminal.
That's right. Good. The supermarket.
You got the sunglasses on indoors,
That's
right?
Yeah.
But then later on, you steal one of the guy's motorcycles and you take off down the highway on a sunny day, and you're not wearing sunglasses while riding a motorcycle. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it would make sense to you. Because you don't understand the mind of Cobra. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying you wear sunglasses indoors, but then on a sunny day in California on an open highway, you're riding a motorcycle with no sunglasses.
Yeah, Cobra's got different moods. All right? He doesn't wake up every day, have the same day. All right?
Okay.
You will understand Cobra. That day, Cobra wanted to see the sun. You understand?
Uh-huh.
The day Cobra was in the supermarket, he didn't want to see nothing.
Yeah.
He's having his male pyramid, if you know. The ladies have their pyramid.
I love...
And then Cobra has his own male pyramid.
I was like a brain fog.
Yeah. Something like that.
So I like that part where the cops have surrounded the supermarket and you just come pulling up in your 50 Mercury.
Yeah.
Hop right
Cops
out.
just let a guy go into a hostage situation if you have the right motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
I find.
Cabretti went into the market.
That's right.
Yeah.
He said, hold up, everybody.
I also like the part where you're being chased by a whole gang of guys with machine guns and pickup trucks, but your lieutenant doesn't buy that there's more than one person. He says it's a single killer.
Yeah, he's stupid, But that's when I'm writing Cobra, you had to make, people dumber around Cobra. And Cobra's not, that smart. Believe it or not. He's all about the fists.
Yeah, yeah. He kicks
There's not
ass.
that much upstairs.
Yeah.
He's cutting pizza with scissors, let's be honest.
Yeah, but fell in love with, what the hell was her name?
Jackie Onassis Kennedy.
No,
I believe that was her.
No, the beautiful blonde.
Cameron Diaz.
No, I mean,
very young Cameron Diaz
she's
in that film.
She's a beautiful blonde. What the hell was her name?
Brigitte Nielsen.
Brigitte Nielsen. That's right. You married her in real life, I
I
think.
did marry her. One of the greatest decisions of my life.
Really?
I stand by that, yes. I stand
Were
by
they
this.
married? They were married briefly, I think.
Yeah, she was in Rocky IV playing a Russian lady.
Mm-hmm.
Did a very good job,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, it sounds like you didn't even see Rocky IV.
No,
by the way
I've
you
seen
do,
Rocky.
to me.
I've seen
You
Rocky
see
IV.
Rocky IV or not?
Yeah, sorry.
So what? It was Paulie had a butler that was a robot. You see that one?
Yeah.
It's a great film.
Yeah,
Before
no.
its time.
He drove, Lamborghini or Maserati. Can't remember what it was.
It was
Bi-turbo.
it was a Lamborghini. It was a
it was
mixture of
both?
Yeah, it was a big mixture. of
Oh,
both.
wow.
A Lamborghini.
Yeah, you guys were
SJS.
married for 3 years.
Yeah. Best years of my life.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. All right. Sorry. News.
No worries.
Where were
Two
we?
films I don't need to see. That's great.
Oh, you've got to see.
You better see both.
You better see Cobra.
Cobra.
Okay, next. Where are we at? Chris Pratt. So Guardians of the Galaxy 3 just came out, of course. So Chris Pratt is getting a bunch of haters for whatever reason, but he says the thing that helps him deal with haters is his faith. Even though he's been criticized with it, but that's how he gets through the day.
Yeah. So you guys tell me what you think of this theory.
Yeah.
Because now there's an article in God. Can't remember the article.
But it's in God.
It's in God.
It's in God. there's a Politico or something like that basically said if somebody has a well-groomed lawn, they're probably conservative and Republican.
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, I'll buy that because I grew up with a hippie mom and we had a dirt lawn with this weeds
matches
in it.
the pubis of the family. What they're doing with
the panels, yes.
The pubis panels.
I
think it's just if they have a lawn.
If it's or if it's so there's tells, right? So I think the reason guys like Chris Pratt get a bunch of shit is he won't say like what his politics are, but he's a religious guy who likes to hunt. So we'll do the math for him, and then we'll decide we don't like him. But we can't say we don't like you because you voted Republican because you didn't say you voted Republican. We'll just say we don't like you, and we'll give you a bunch of shit, but it's because we know you're Republican because you hunt, make a shitload of money, and are religious. So religious people get a ton of shit these days. Not because they're religious, but because we've done the math on how they vote.
No, that's true.
And now we're getting that way with lawns.
Yeah.
What did he do? What did he hunt? What does he hunt? Does it say?
He deer hunts.
Because there's certain hunting
Yeah.
I mean, don't kill an elephant. There's like certain hunting.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't
Right.
kill an elephant.
Yeah. Like pheasants in England. It's you know, it's yeah.
Wait, pheasants are good or bad?
Good to hunt pheasants.
Yeah.
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 Something dumb.
Foxes. I mean, fox hunting is huge in England, but they're beasts that are going to go and kill all your chickens unless you get the foxes. So
I
it's
think
like
it's
the chicken and egg and the fox situation.
Here's my like litmus test. It's like if you kill something and then anything in its family is devastated, you shouldn't hunt that. Like a monkey or like a elephant.
Like
When
if
you
the
kill their
family would be
baby,
upset.
You're like a whale. You're really upsetting like a bunch of things, you know?
Yeah. Well, also don't kill stuff you can't eat.
Yeah.
If you eat it, I'm not a hunter, but if you're hunting and eating, then so be it. But you're right that there's certain creatures that will mourn.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Elephants will mourn, and whales will mourn, and so anyone who mourns, you shouldn't be able to kill.
Unless, you live in Barrow, Alaska, and that's how you do have food. That's okay.
Yeah.
But if you don't need to, this is what my campaign is like going on.
All right, let's do another story.
Let's do another story. Night manager. There was a night manager that got told off, and pretty significantly for he's now we think going to be charged because he went into a hotel room at 5 o'clock in the morning and started sucking a hotel's guests' toes.
This is full
wild.
circle. This show, yeah.
I'm surprised
While
at
they're
what
asleep.
While they were asleep. Yeah, so he got a card cut and went in, and the guy woke up to the manager sucking his toes.
Oh, he's sucking a guy's toes.
Yes.
What the?
Well, okay, he doesn't look like the kind of guy that's capable of this. Number one.
That's what AI
Number
would have
two,
made.
I think look, this is an opportunity if you're staying at that hotel to order as much pay-per-view porn and room service as you can possibly do. And then when you check out, they're like, it's $781. You're like, really?
I thought you were going to say this is an opportunity if you're going to stay in that hotel to sleep at the end of the bed sideways. That's
No, I'm saying do what I did on 9/11, which is I went 100 miles an hour down the freeway.
You did?
Yeah.
That's fun.
I had to go somewhere at the end of the valley. I was driving a souped-up BMW, and I'm like, I'm going 100. And I'm like, who's pulling me over?
Yeah, that's fun.
This is my window for speeding in this town. Right. You know what I mean? And this is your window when this guy sucks your toes to go, look, I'm not going to say anything, but come check out. I'm going to need you to remember this. Yeah, because I'm going to rack up some charges here. I'm going to need to hit that minibar pretty fucking hard to forget. You know what I mean?
don't think he's working at Four Seasons, though. You're looking at a Motel 8. I don't know how much you can rack up. You watch 2 films.
Are either you into toes?
No.
I don't.
Feet in general, the whole feet fetish thing?
We can't judge what we're into. So I don't judge people. You just, you like, we like. But like, I don't understand
The
that
breaking and
one.
entering we judge? Yeah.
I don't judge that.
When you have, I mean, in a weird way, maybe we should be more sympathetic to this because we do this thing where we go, especially historically, like we go, man, could you imagine being gay 200 years ago in this country? Like, oh, shame and quiet. And you have to marry a woman and like pretend you loved her and stuff like that, and steal away with your buddy and hope you're always looking over your shoulder. Like, but yet you're compelled to be gay. Like, it's strong. That's who you are, you know. And then we go like, oh man, a man trapped inside a woman's body. You know, if you're Bruce Jenner in 1972, you know, you feel like you're a woman, but you can't say anything. Like you're going to lose your Wheaties endorsements, and you won't be in. They'll edit you right out of Can't Stop the Music with the Village People and all the big hits. And you'll lose everything. So it's like you're trapped. You know what I mean? But that's kind of who you are. That's like. You're into what you're into.
Exactly.
So it's like if you're into toes, you're just fucking you're into toes. Like some guys are in, and then we deem like what's acceptable. Like you can be into big tits. Yeah, that's fine. That's commendable.
Yeah.
You're into toes. You're a gross fuck. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Or like you're into your own sex. Great. Fantastic. You're into kids. Oh boy. No. You need to be locked up. Like so. But it really just is what you're into. And I always feel sorry. And then there are guys that are just into pussy. And they just fucking can't stop.
Why are you staring at me?
I'm looking at you. You really panicked. Pussy.
Is sodomy still illegal in some countries? I think it is.
Talking about anal sex?
Yes.
Well, because that
Right?
also
'Cause that's,
sodomy
again,
covers
that's
a few different things.
Yeah. Does it?
But yes.
Oh.
It's only used for anal sex, but it I think it has a broader meaning
no
than
idea.
just sodomy. We can look it up than just anal sex. But here's the whole point.
Yeah.
How many executives and actors and whatever just had their fucking careers destroyed because they were just huge fucking pussy hounds. Like they just, there's no such thing as them going to Atlanta for 7 weeks to shoot something without fucking some strange pussy. Like they couldn't do it. Like they had to go to the strip bar club, but that's just their thing. You know what I mean? And some stuff is good, and then some stuff we deem as bad. But that's just their
luck of the draw. It's just
Right.
the luck of it. They didn't pick. This guy didn't pick feet.
That's right.
That's just what is compelling him so much that he's going to risk his job getting arrested to sneak in and suck a stranger's toes.
This guest should actually
that's
think
just
themselves
bad luck.
lucky. Think themselves lucky that he wasn't into something else.
Yeah.
So actually, as it goes, toes is the least invasive
It's also,
situation it could have been.
Before you fully wake up, you have to do a thing. Your brain never wants you to wake up.
What do you mean?
Your brain will go, I'd like you to sleep for 20 hours. Like your brain just wants you to sleep once you're sleepy.
Okay.
I mean, once you're in the REM. You know, once it's at
I'm
5
up all night, but yeah, go ahead.
At 5 in the morning, it wants you once you fall asleep, it wants you to keep going. And so what your brain does is it will kind of justify things. Like there'll be some noise outside or something, and you'll just weave it into your dream because you can't go, oh, it's a garbage truck outside. Fuck, what time is it? Your dreams will kind of weave in shit that is happening around you so as not to alert you that you're sleeping.
Yeah.
So if somebody starts sucking on your toes at 5 in the morning,
You think you're standing on a beach and the ocean's lapping at your
or
toes.
your dog is licking your toes and you're back in your bed with your pup. You know what I mean? There has to be a brief rationalization.
But then you wake up and you see this guy.
That's right. But before that, you got a Mai Tai in your hand and you're on a beautiful sandy beach.
Yeah.
So the
it must
motto
have
is
been really
stay asleep.
nice.
And the Azure Sea at 80 degrees is licking your toes as the tide rolls in.
He's got to know he's going to wake that guy up.
You know, I
know.
blame sitcoms and bad 80s movies for what we think we can do.
Like, at least drug him first, right?
Remember Meatballs? They're like, we're going to take the camp counselor, we're going to pick up his bed, and we're going to carry it out, we're going to put it on a kayak. Like, don't you think the guy would wake up when you were breaking into his cabin?
Yeah. So this guy saw Meatballs, is your theory.
I
right
definitely
before.
saw Meatballs right before. And he was lulled into a false sense of confidence.
I don't get the feet because it's like the feet are smelly, and also the feet are man and women feet. They're pretty similar. You're not getting like a new thing. You know what I mean? Like I get
my feet are better looking than a lot of women I've been with.
See, I don't even look at their feet. I don't even want to look at their feet.
I just look at it as a stand to hold their tits up.
You're not wrong.
I'm not wrong.
They are.
Yes.
That's what they're doing.
I think feet are like penises. They should just remain covered.
Yeah,
Feet
I
are
like
just
them in
rank.
like a high heel shoe or something, but you're not really seeing the toes, you know.
No, I think the guys who are into feet have the kind of low self-esteem, like the guys who want to get in bondage and beat on and, you know, call her mistress, whatever, you know. It's a self-esteem thing.
Sexuality is just so bizarre.
It's weird that we have so many different sort of directions to go sexually. You know what I mean? Like the animal kingdom just fucks in one position and they call it a day.
Yeah.
We're into like, I want you to shit on me. You know what I mean? Like if you saw a couple of like coyotes and one of them was just shitting on the other, you'd be like, what? Yeah, that's what he's into.
One's vomiting and one's masturbating and being vomited on. That's what we do.
Yeah, we're in a cornucopia of bizarre sex stuff that the rest of the animal kingdom is not into.
I mean, you could equate that to once. I mean, if monkeys are more intelligent, they will get more bizarre sexually. I mean, you'd hope it's not just us.
Yeah.
But maybe it is.
I think it is. All right, let's do one more.
One more. So Mark Zuckerberg won gold and silver, I don't know, medals in his first jiu-jitsu tournament. I don't know if you knew he did jiu-jitsu.
Every successful, super rich guy does jujitsu because there's no barrier to entry. You just go hire the best Gracie coach in the world, and he comes to your house where you've built yourself a dojo. You know what I mean? And you can do 2 hours a day, and you don't have any time clock to punch. You don't have to be anywhere. You know what I mean? You're just sort of independently rich, but you're health-minded, like you're thinking about longevity and strength and whatever, and everyone thinks you're a nerd, so you want to twist them into a pretzel. So these guys all start getting into this stuff. That's what happens.
But typical Mark Zuckerberg, how did he win gold and silver? How do you do that in jiu-jitsu? It says he won gold and silver medals in the same.
Paid them off.
You paid them off, Mark?
Yes, I've met someone in Facebook.
I've seen you on your jet ski and your Ziffy board and stuff.
I put the sunscreen on my face like a human.
Oh, right, because you didn't want to be recognized.
Have you seen that picture?
Yeah, it's a great picture. Hey, if there's blackface, there's got to be something called whiteface.
Yeah, he does whiteface.
And I'm offended.
There it is. You see that?
Oh, yes.
I put it on my face like people do.
And these guys,
that is creepy.
Mark, you eat the best of all foods.
Yes.
You have professional instructors.
Yes.
And you're out there trying to just live your life. Well, when you become a billionaire at 26 and a half, don't you just have, isn't it just your job just to fucking live life to the fullest now?
No, you always want more. And that's why I'm always asking people to like and share on Facebook so I can get their data. I need more data.
Did you see that movie with you in it? The hell, the network or the social network?
Yeah,
is that accurate?
No, that wasn't accurate at all. Those two twin monsters. It was totally my idea. And don't look at the evidence.
Oh, the Vanderplas twins or whatever those guys are.
Vanderpump twins.
Yeah.
They're into Bitcoin now, you know.
They can't do anything else.
I want to. I have like a very little bit of Bitcoin, and I think it's going to zero. Do you have any Bitcoin?
No.
No.
Do
you have any Bitcoin?
No. Thinking about like the NFTs and stuff are interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one's been able to fully explain the NFTs to anybody, but and I don't know what's going on with all the coins out there. I don't know if it's gonna work, but the Vanderwinkle twins,
Winklevoss.
Yeah, You know what I love? See, this is what I'm talking about. Whether it's the royal family or Carrie Fisher's family, I love our capacity to be miserable and feel ripped off all times. Like the Winklevoss. First off, there's too much where people go, I had that idea for that reality show. It's like Mark Burnett has to execute it. Your fucking idea where you go, I had an idea for a magnet for a refrigerator that worked on stainless steel refrigerators. And you'd go, yeah, but that dude worked it out. Yeah. You just said somebody should have this thing. You know what I mean? There's way too much like that. Yeah, I thought I was the one that said we should have flying cars. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, but somebody had to pour $2 billion into R&D and fucking figure it out. You just said you wanted to fly to LAX. Yeah. So the Winklevosses were like, this was our idea, and then they got $80 million, and they were totally pissed off, even though they didn't do anything. Like, they had an idea when they were in college, didn't really put any legwork or money into it, and then walked away with $80 million, and they're devastated.
Yes.
That's the human condition that I love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to fight that.
You got to fight that.
Yeah, that's my advice to the Winklevoss. If they're listening, I don't know if they would listen. But
all right, let's bring the news home. I'll give you guys some plugs.
Plug, yes.
Kimbles, she's going to be at the La Jolla Comedy Club coming up May 16th, and then House of Comedy in Phoenix coming May 18th, and Solana Beach at the Belly Up Tavern June 4th. We'll be there. I'll be there as well.
We're at Vegas this Thursday, too.
Oh, we're in Vegas this Thursday at
Kimmel's
Club.
Oh, nice.
Did I miss that? No, it wasn't on your list.
Nice.
And Mark Zuckerberg.
Yes.
You got your YouTube channel.
I'll be in Austin this weekend.
That's Big Laugh Comedy.
No,
that is,
the Vulcan.
Huh?
KyleDunnigan.com for tickets.
KyleDunnigan.com for tickets, and the YouTube show,
and,
too.
Yeah, I got a new Fresh Prez episode coming out tomorrow.
That's youtube.com/Kyle Dunnigan as well. Go to AdamCarolla.com. We're going to New York. We're going to Oklahoma City, May 19th and 20th, and the aforementioned Vegas. So go to AdamCarolla.com for all my live shows. Until next time, this is Adam for Kyle and Kimbles saying, mahalo.